Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are or watching this recording. Welcome to say goodbye to Windows 10, Embrace the Next Gen. This should be a fun session. Thank you for attending and watching the recording. My name is Dan Ramacati. I'm a cloud endpoint technical specialist in the healthcare org for Microsoft. And Nick?
And I'm Nick Aquino. I am a cloud endpoint technical specialist at Microsoft as well, supporting the Windows 365 stack, among other modern workloads.
Awesome, thank you. So what we want to talk to you about today is a couple things. When is Windows 10 going end of support? The date is October 14th, 2025. It seems like it's very far away, but it's actually closer than you might think. And so we want to make sure that everybody's planning for that date. Part of the discussion we want to talk about today is dispelling some of the FUD around the end of support for Windows 10. There's no need to recycle your old hardware. If you still have devices that need to run Windows 10, we do have a path for that device to keep running with our extended support updates. We also have Windows 11 available for devices that are able to upgrade. And we've seen that about 99.7% of applications are compatible with Windows 11. Don't wait for another version of Windows 11 and Windows 365 are the path forward. So a little bit more on what end of support means. When Windows 10 reaches that end of support, it will mean no more bug fixes, no more security fixes, time zone updates, or technical support for problems. As you think about your options, we can definitely look at Windows 11 for devices that are ready for that. You can use Windows Auto Patch and Microsoft Intune to upgrade those devices. And you can migrate to the cloud using Windows 365. Make Windows 11 available to users on any device with a cloud PC. When you update to Windows 11, you have a few options available to help you through that. One is our Fast Track App Assure program. So if an application is not running on Windows 10 or is not running on Windows 11, but did run on Windows 10, they'll help you through those challenges. You have the option of using Windows Auto Patch. We've also got some links here where you can get to the Microsoft Learn documentation or the onboarding kit to help your end users really understand where this is going to get to Windows 11. Another option you'll have is to get to Windows 365. You will be able to run that from any device. And if you're running it from a Windows 10 device, you'll be able to qualify for those extended security updates at no additional cost. I moved through that pretty quickly. If there's any questions, please drop them into the chat, but I'm going to hand that over to Nick to tell us a little bit more about Windows 365.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. I am going to click through the slides here. So you may not be familiar with what Windows 365 is. I'm just going to go over some very high-level basics of what a cloud PC is, the various ways to access it, and then just some of the few use cases, or a few of the many use cases that will benefit you to adopting Windows 365 in the cloud. So with today's computing solutions, we're all familiar with the client PC. It's what's known and loved, and what's most known by most people. You're probably viewing this recording or webinar from a client PC. Then we also have the virtualization, which has been around for many decades. This is your on-premises virtualization platform where you're hosting compute solutions in your data center. And then we also have more recently the desktop as a service, which is a newer concept offering a cloud-based OS. Many organizations have adopted this, and it's expected to grow over the years, but it does have some of its limitations with infrastructure integration. And it also requires a whole new provisioning flow, admin tools, and then the skill sets to manage that. Additionally, billing systems are also siloed in those cases. So this is why Microsoft has come forward with a new development of what we call the cloud PC category. And it's really no different from an operating system perspective. It just runs in the cloud instead of on that local client PC. This is unlocking various new scenarios for customers, whether it's onboarding new employees, supporting bursts and temporary staff, enabling contractors and developers wherever they're located, and doing so in a secure and easy to manage fashion. The Cloud PC, it's a personalized desktop experience, including your apps, your settings, your content, all streamed securely from the Microsoft Cloud to any of your devices. You could bring your own image, or you can choose to deploy one of our gallery images from Microsoft. And once you deploy the Cloud PC with Intune, you can manage it just like you would any other operating system using your existing tools and resources. And you don't need a VDI team to manage this. One of the things that I love most about Windows 365 is it's so versatile that you can give each employee the exact compute and storage that they need to be productive. And since it runs on Azure, all you need is a connection that's capable of streaming video and audio, and your remote users will thank you. So we now have an idea of what a Cloud PC is. It's really just another operating system. But another aspect I love about the Cloud PC is the various ways in which you can access it. So you can access Windows 365 many different ways. You can access it from Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Android, or any HTML5 supported browser. We also have an app for that. We have the app that's called the Windows app. It's a gateway app that connects to Azure Virtual Desktop, Windows 365, Microsoft DevBox, and remote desktop services so that you can connect through a single app to many of the different virtual compute scenarios that you may have in your organization. You can use Windows app on many different types of devices and platforms, as well as form factors, such as desktops, laptops, tablets, smartphones, and again, even through that HTML5 supported web browser. When using a web browser on a laptop or a desktop, you can connect without having to download any tools. So you can go right through your browser. We also have capabilities. We've partnered with Motorola to bring in an enhanced Windows 365 experience to Android devices like the Lenovo ThinkPhone by Motorola. This new built-in experience will allow you to use that ThinkPhone as a plug-and-play device to connect directly to Windows 365. Connect it to an external screen with a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, and it'll be a full PC experience right on your mobile device. We also have the Remote Desktop app. So if you're still in love with using the Microsoft Remote Desktop app, you'll be able to use that tomorrow for your Windows 365 instance. We also offer it on LG WebOS 23 televisions. So LG has brought this to the Windows 365 experience that can be accessed through the TV using the latest WebOS 23 operating system. They have a home office feature that is an app built into the television that includes a Windows 365 option. So you can even surf your SharePoint right from your couch. And then with all the various ways to connect, you now have a very easy method to provide a true BYOD experience for your end users while still maintaining that persistent desktop experience for all of the users. So you can let them use the device that they love, that they're familiar with, whether it's a tablet, a Mac, or even their phone, but you still have full control of that operating system and the management of that operating system. So they'll be more comfortable and you'll have a much easier time managing the end user's compute platform. So why Windows 365? Your users will be able to boot instantly into their cloud PC, streaming their personalized Windows experience, their apps, their content settings right from the Microsoft Cloud to any device. In Windows 365, it travels with your end users. It's always ready, it's always updated wherever they need to work. They can pick right up where they left off because the state of their cloud PC remains the same even when they switch devices. It's simple, it's versatile, it's Windows experience personalized for your end users. And for IT, there's many configuration options to easily scale and meet the employee needs with the right processing power and storage to do their job when and how they need it. We also understand that the procurement process can be pretty tedious for IT staff. Windows 365 makes purchasing cloud PCs very easy with a per month, per user predictable cost. It simplifies procurement, deployment, management, and the updates unlike any other solution. It uses the virtualization behind the scenes. So to touch on a few use cases, I've already mentioned the bring your own PC use case. So let them have their cake. They won't realize that under the hood, it's really vegetables. The hybrid work scenario, this would have been a game changer about 4 years ago when COVID hit. Because you can connect your cloud PC to your corporate network, the data stays within your tenant boundary, so you can offer more resources to your remote users than ever before. It's almost as if they're located on site. And then my favorite use case is the mergers and acquisitions. Having delivered M&As for many organizations throughout my career, I can definitely say that Windows 365 can onboard your acquired employees faster than ever before with much less connectivity and much less complexity. There's no need to bridge networks, procure new hardware to replace perfectly good hardware from the acquired org. Let them be productive on their legacy laptop and support the legacy organization while giving them access to their new organization so that they can onboard quicker and with a lot less complexity. And so we also have a flavor of Windows 365 for both business and enterprise. With business, it's very simple to onboard and administrate the cloud PCs through the Windows 365 portal. So if you have a smaller organization and would like to adopt cloud PCs, this is a great option with very little overhead to manage. But for the large organizations, we offer the enterprise SKU, which is managed through Intune, which delivers additional capabilities for managing your cloud PC. Again, it's your device. Once it's deployed, you can manage it with all of your existing endpoint management tools. So it's just like another desktop in your organization with actually a little bit more control over it. Additionally, we offer a frontline SKU for Windows 365 to help reduce costs for the frontline workers in your environment that may not require a PC full-time. This can be extremely cost-effective for retail, clinical, or even shift-based workers. Before I move on, are there any questions so far? And just feel free to drop them in the Q&A, and Dan and I will both be monitoring that chat. So moving on. So Windows 10 is going end of life in October. So what does this really mean? So the end of support for Windows 10 means that we're no longer going to be providing bug fixes, security fixes for vulnerabilities, time zone updates, or technical support for problems that might occur unless it's related to the extended security updates themselves. As of now, there's no pricing available. Conditions will be made available approximately 1 year before the end of support for Windows 10. So I expect to see something near the end of this year. However, ESU will be free for all Windows 365 customers. What this translates to is that for Windows 365 customers, ESUs will be provided for the Windows 10 device that connects to a cloud PC running Windows 11 at no additional cost. So you don't have to recycle that hardware just yet. You could extend the life of it by up to 3 years by utilizing Windows 365 Cloud PC. And again, it's going to be free for all the devices that connect to the Windows 365 service. So how do I identify the systems that are not ready, or maybe the systems that are ready for Windows 11? So in Intune, we have the endpoint analytics service, and this is included as part of the base Intune licensing. It'll show up in your Intune portal. Endpoint analytics gives you insights for measuring how your organization is working and the quality of the experience that you're delivering to your end users. It can help identify policies, hardware issues that might be slowing down devices, help you proactively make improvements before end users generate help desk tickets. And additionally, you can see that it also includes a Windows 11 readiness status for each enrolled device. And for those devices that are not ready, Windows 11 for Windows 11 will also provide you with a readiness reason so you can understand why they may not be ready and start to plan for mitigation. To utilize endpoint analytics, you can enroll devices via Configuration Manager or Microsoft Intune. So how does this all work together? If you're not already using Intune to manage your workstations, it's highly recommended. It gives you a modern way to manage your endpoints, either on-prem or in the cloud, connected remotely, and it's not even just for Windows. Intune supports Mac, iOS, Android, and more. If you're a Configuration Manager customer, then enabling co-management and utilizing endpoint analytics is the quickest way to gain additional insights that will help you identify those systems that need to be replaced. Utilizing Intune's auto patch feature for deploying updates and using Windows Update for Business, and plan your Windows 10 to 11 upgrade using those devices that are Windows 11 capable. And so for devices that are not capable for upgrade, now is the time to transition to new PCs running Windows 11. For the devices that may not be ready for that, we'd like you to consider migrating users to Windows 11 on a cloud PC with Windows 365 and know that you'll be covered for extended security updates on that Windows 10 device. Dan, I'm going to hand it back to you for the next steps.
Great. Thank you, Nick. So we covered a lot of information today. We've got a survey link and follow-up. If you're interested in hearing more or are contacting us, please fill out that survey. We included some links on where to go for the information from this content. And I posted Jason Lesnick's blog in the Q&A chat so that you could see that information as kind of your one-stop shop for what's happening with Windows 10 and where to go for extended security updates and understand how to leverage Windows 11 and Windows 365. I also wanted to share the sessions that happened today. So we're the last one in the series, but all of these happened today, and all of these will be recorded and available as follow-up. So please take the time to go back and look at some of the sessions from earlier today. It was a lot of exciting content. Really want to thank everyone for showing up and being a part of our session today. We'll stay on for a few minutes and answer some questions if anybody has any, but very excited to be here and taking the time to be with us.
Thank you very much.